So dopamine and motivation and making yourself feel ready and alert and wakeful and like I've for I don't know how long I've been aware of this, but for a couple years I've woken up in the morning and like there's just this terrible feeling like I'm groggy the whole day. I'm unmotivated. I'm miserable. Started taking nicotine like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and perhaps it's that. Perhaps it's taking nicotine every single day for such a long time. But um, I wake up and I feel terrible, and the first thing that I want to do to alleviate that is like work out now, like a measly little workout, like a 30-minute walk or an hour walk. Or I don't even know if it's possible to walk yourself into a good mood. Um, like something like that is just gonna be like for health reasons, for digestion, for like getting oxygen, just maybe recovery or passive activity. But doing a hard enough workout, like push-ups, that's one of them. If you do, I do 50 push-ups. It took me maybe 2, 3 months of doing I started doing like I would do like 25 and then I would do 100 in a row, but now I do 50 at a time, and it's like so 50 and then 5 sets. I think that's 300, and like that feels pretty decent. Bumping it up to 5 to 8 if you do 8. Like if you're not doing leg workouts, that compensates a bit for the mood. But squats, particularly high rep squats, lower weights. I have a 45-pound dumbbell and um, a 35-pound kettlebell, and I'll do either one of those. Usually the dumbbell, right there, and that doing 100 and do 5 sets of that and push-ups feel pretty awesome. And then I add like bicep curls and shoulder press and pull-ups, and those contribute a little bit, though largely it's for muscle growth at that point and just like strength training and bodybuilding and all that. But it's the dopamine that comes from that is like essential for like the afterwards and during. Like it totally increases like the sense of comfortability and well-being. From when take kratom and like 30 minutes to an hour later, I'll have to like skip breakfast or whatever, or not eat anything, and like that because it's like takes like 4 hours to digest or whatever, and I'll just have kratom, and then my morning mood boost comes along. Then like there's things like caffeine. So caffeine's effective if you wait a week and then you drink it. Like it's a pretty decent performance enhancer for athletics, but also dopamine increaser for motivation. And like I've been unable to wait for a week, and I pretty much like maybe 3 days is probably how long I've gone without having caffeine. And then usually I have like these bucked ups, which, or these ghosts, or there's these Andrew Huberman drinks, or there's gym weed, which has some lion's mane in it, and L-theanine, and whatever. Like these have alpha GPC, and like these are mild dopamine increasers. Um, it's completely useless for me. I need to manage that. I need to quit being addicted to like just drinking a massive drink of sucralose for mostly just instant mouth pleasure. I don't think it really affects me in any major way. And then nicotine, my biggest problem is just constantly hitting it. like, what is this gonna do? Momentarily distract me and increase pleasure in the most minor of way. So it's like there's something about like the nicotine craving. And perhaps there's a small reward and my body craves it or whatever. But I've wired myself to hit it multiple times and crave it as if I'm like working on something and I got writer's block, or if I'm just kind of procrastinating and I want to like sit there and like try not to think about anything or what else, I'll hit the e-cig. It's totally maladaptive. Nicotine is supposed to be dosed in 1 to 2 milligrams, and then you should wait at least a day before redosing. And it's a very powerful dopamine increaser, but hard to manage, hard to moderate, hard to not smoke throughout the day. This particularly inside cigarettes. It's like cigarettes are a little bit better as far as nicotine because it's like you generally have to go outside, which adds a little more of a grace period. But yeah, and then there's a whole myriad of like little dopamine increasers that are mostly like passive cognitive enhancers and like for health and cognition. Like ginkgo biloba, Panax ginseng, MCT oil. MCT oil is like freaking ketones or whatever. Um, Having gotu kola, uh, fish oil, turmeric, um, L-tyrosine, which is an amino acid that creates dopamine, L-phenylalanine, pretty much the same thing, converts into L-tyrosine, um, or does L-tyrosine convert into L-theanine? Ginkgo biloba, I think I already said that. Barocopa monterey, uh, rhodiola rosa, ginger, I already said ginseng. Anyways, like there's all these little things. Oh, lion's mane is one of the big ones. Cordyceps mushroom, it also increases dopamine. Um, these are all things that like can help manage a little bit. Like if I am, so I took 15 kratom pills today. My limit is 20. Tonight I'll take 5 kratom pills, and then I'll combine it with ginseng and this dopamine stack that I have. Rhodiola rosa, or I'll have some gotu kola. I threw away most of my neurotropics because they have insoluble cellulose things, and I have a problem where I can't pass things right now. So, like, anything's just building up, and I'm gonna die. But anyways, back to dopamine: alpha GPC, ginkgo biloba, L-theanine, L-tyrosine, B12, Rondelia rosa, Barocopa monterey, and yeah, it's like for a normal person, I would assume that like if you weren't taking kratom, if you weren't taking nicotine, if you weren't taking caffeine, like ginkgo biloba would be like something that would benefit and like be effective and whatever, like these smaller dopamine increases. But like the biggest thing is like it's like temporarily like increasing your motivation, like not feeling like shit. um it's important to have good well-being. Like you're not going to be as motivated or creative or comfortable or relaxed or without anxiety or some form of suffering. Like just as far as I know, just existing, like after sleeping for 8 hours, waking up, just existing in that mode is like a miserable state, like a really fucking shitty state. And I don't understand how people get away with like just like I talk to them like, how are you, and they're like, I'm fine. Like I don't know, like I can't seem to find anyone that's saying it's like, oh, I feel like shit in the morning, it's terrible, oh my god. and then it's like it's terrible, and then like exercise, and then it's decent, it's okay. Maybe I'm not motivated after exercising, but I'm not going through hell. And then add the kratom, and then I'm just like magically awake or whatever. And yeah,